First, a historic church burns to the ground. And while the community is heartbroken tonight, they are vowing to rise from the ashes. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Adam Cooperstein.
I'm Gilma Avalos. After standing for nearly 130 years, fire guts an East Village landmark. Tonight, the church congregation says that it's feeling gutted too.
4 firefighters were injured trying to save this church. It's just a pillar of hope, a pillar of inclusion in the East Village. News 4's Phil Lipoff is live at the church, and Phil, despite that destruction, it really seems they are determined to rebuild.
Adam, they are determined to rebuild, and the word you use, inclusion, is absolutely perfect. I spoke to the Reverend about 15 minutes ago. I asked her to describe her congregation. She said it is as diverse as a New York City subway car. Think about that, a poignant description, and the reason why there's so much pain in this community tonight. The fire took 3 buildings behind me, the beautiful church in the middle, the building to the left of it, and the abandoned building behind it. It took firefighters 7.5 hours to contain.
Just 5 minutes after the fire started, this is what the corner of 2nd and 7th looked like. The flames had already taken control of an abandoned building, lapping at the walls, burning through everything. From 1 all the way up to 6 alarms, 44 units battling at once, 200 firefighters working now on 3 buildings.
On arrival, we had a heavy fire condition, advanced fire, and we knew that it would extend, rapidly.
And it did. One of the buildings, the Middle Collegiate Church, built in 1892.
The age of it can be a factor, and the combustibility of the interior.
1,400 members call this church home, and during the pandemic, the senior minister reached out to parishioners all over the world virtually.
Digital conferences, digital connections, and we will continue to love on our people in the ways that cyberspace and technology allow us to do.
And tonight the ministry continues, but with heavy hearts. The FDNY says the abandoned building and the second structure that caught fire are total losses. The church, badly damaged. Not clear yet if it will have to come down. It stood here for more than a century.
Right now we're trying to save the Liberty Bell. It's a bell that was rung when George Washington came to the city.
Tonight the executive minister says even in the rubble, Middle now stands for so much more. Faith in the future. Faith in the hard road ahead.
So I want all of our congregation, all of the community to know that we're crying with you and we're weeping with you. That thing as this is, that work will continue and we're going to get through this together.
So the fire started in that abandoned building on East 7th. There was a fire back in that building in February. Back then, the FDNY said it was accidental, electrical in nature. No cause on this fire just yet. Those 4 firefighters you mentioned, minor injuries. They are expected to be okay. The folks at the church will tell you it is a blessing in all of this that nobody was killed. By the way, at 7 o'clock tonight, there is a virtual vigil for all the congregants being planned by the lay people here in the community. We're live in East Village. Phil Lipoff, News 4 New York.
Phil, thank you.